Hi.
Hello. Did y'all have a nice vacation?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
How about you?
I did. Good to be back.
It was okay. I mean, I spent most of my time with my cousins.
Oh, yeah.
They'll keep you busy, trust me. Madison, don't eat that. Preston, what are you doing?
All right. So we have, most of you have been here for a while, and some of you are brand new. What I would like is for all of you, if you have a camera, please turn that on and be on camera. And then that way I'll be able to see you. Hey, Christian, cool setup. Oh my goodness, I need something like that. All right. Yeah, that is totally a gamer chair. That is cool. That's good. I'm not a gamer, but I like the chairs. Okay. So let's see, we've got quite a few people, and Jacob and Mason are brand new to our group. We have a few more that should be logging in. So we'll get started and then review if we have to. So this is just kind of a review of what we do in this class, and where to go and where to find things and whatnot. Okay, so right now we're in week 0, as you can tell. Okay, and when you first log into Spanish, the first thing you're going to see is, it's not loading for me now. There. First thing you're going to see is this screen that talks about testing. So they told us to put this up yesterday. So middle school, these are the days that you would test. And you want to make sure you don't miss out, because we're going to start state testing next week. And so if your last name starts with letters A through C, you have to be in there on Tuesday the 10th and the 17th. If your letters D through K, you have to be there Wednesday the 11th and Wednesday the 18th. If your last name starts with L through R, you have to come on Thursday the 12th and on the 19th. And then if your last names are S through Z, you have to be there Friday the 13th and on the 20th. Yes, testing on Friday the 13th. Some of you. Okay. And you know that you have to be there at 9 in the morning. If for some reason you're brand new and you don't have an ID card with us, try to get there about 8:30 to get that taken care of. So, and also so your mom or dad can get the little paper to put in their window for picking you up. Okay. And any more questions about that, please contact your homeroom teacher. Okay, so now, as I was mentioning, we are now in week 0. That, we had yesterday, we had today. You're going to be activated on Monday the 9th. Okay, and that's when things really start moving. So let's take a quick peek at what is going to happen. Most of you are in segment 2 right now. Segment 1, if you're in segment 1, I'm sorry, I need to do a little TLC on your page chart today, but that will be fixed by the end of the day. Okay, but segment 2 page chart, let's just open that up. And I've highlighted this week, watch your getting started. If you've been here before, you don't really need to watch the getting started videos. But if you're brand new, you would do that. Okay, and I'll show you where to do that. And of course, you are attending the group welcome call right now, which is great. So next week, we're going to be doing lessons 3.00 and 3.01. So really, the only thing you're going to be turning in next week is the 301 quiz. Remember, 3.00 is that short kind of mini lesson. It'll be telling you a little bit about countries and capitals again. And it'll be basically talking about countries that we're going to be talking more about this semester and in module 3. You have 2 modules in the second semester, just like you did in the first semester. And most of the time, you're going to have 1 to 2 items to do each week. If you look down here, you know, pretty much it's 1 thing each week. And then when you get to the week of February 20th, then the 307 lesson has a quiz and a voice activity. So that's 2 things. It's not terrible. But if you attend these live lessons for the lessons, that's going to help you. Let's see. And then when we get to the week of March 27th, when we get back, well, actually, we will already have been back in spring break for a week. But you'll see that you have 2 lessons for module 4, but really only 1 thing to turn in. And then the week of April 10th and 16th, you do have 2 things to submit, 2 quizzes that week. And the week of May 1st, you'll also have 2 things to submit. But every other week is pretty much 1 assignment a week. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, that means that if you are one of those people that likes to work ahead and likes to get done with everything early, feel free. The only caution I have for that is if you're working ahead, you really, really need to make sure your grade isn't dropping. Because I've seen students in the past who have gotten ahead of pace and then, but they were rushing. They weren't reading the lessons thoroughly. They were just zoom, 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 and then they ended up having problems. Okay, so we don't want that to be your situation. Live lessons. You guys all got in here, so you know that this is the link to get in, and you know that you need to use your educator email and password. So like right here in your part of the announcement page, it's going to show you Zoom account, username. It'll say like your email, and then it'll have a little key. You click on it, that's your password. Those are the things you use each time to get into my live lessons. If I click on here, this gives us an example of that Zoom account. This is an email here and a password. Okay. All right. Some things that maybe you weren't using last semester that I'd like to see you use this semester. DBA review materials. It's right here on the desk. It's where I keep it. Okay. And I want you to start using them if you aren't in the habit of doing so. So if I click on that, now segment 1, you finished. Okay, but segment 2, we've got 306 and 406 DBAs. Remember, in Spanish, your DBA is in the middle of the semester or middle of the module, excuse me, not at the end. In your other classes, you may have a DBA right before your module exam, but in my class, it's in the middle. So, you know, you've got like 4 other assignments after this before you actually do your module exam. Okay. Now, Mason, you're one of my new students, and Jacob, you're also new. New students right here in the book case. You want to click this. Okay. And we've got some things to help you get started. Getting started videos. This will show you a whole bunch of stuff to help you go through. Schedule your welcome call. Yes. Even though you're here for your group welcome call with me today, I still would like to talk with you on the phone and address any questions you have and talk with a parent as well. So to schedule your welcome call, you click here. This takes you to my appointment setter. And then you pick your time. I would like it if you could just call me, even if you don't have an appointment today. The only other thing I have scheduled today is from 12 to 1:30. I have that block of time scheduled for my intermediate class, the same thing we're doing right now. So, you know, we've got till then for you guys to call me. Here's some tips for success for new students. Okay, now, for those of you who have been here and you want to make an appointment, with me, okay? So this, I haven't even looked at this. Okay, you guys, your students got it. Notes, okay, appointments and DBAs here. A lot of these are here in the bookcase, okay? So if you need to make an appointment, this is it. Same kind of thing I showed you earlier. If you haven't been using your guided notes, which I know some of you did in last semester and some of you did not, we want to click here on guided notes. I have them together for you by module. If you're doing the second semester, we've got them here for modules 3 and 4. If you're doing the first semester, segment 1, then I've got modules 1 and 2. So I'm going to just click here on module 1. Module 1 guided notes, and click on that. Your guided notes are set up to give you a little bit of information, and then you're supposed to fill in the rest as you do that lesson, or read through the lesson. So like 101, okay, it's a lot about countries and capitals. And they list out the countries. You've got to find the name of the capital and maybe some facts, okay? You don't have to draw a map unless you want to. My map drawing skills are zilch. Polyglots rock. You want to find out what is a polyglot and write that here. These little notes are going to help you with your exams and your quizzes. Now, these notes can be saved as a Word document. They can also be saved, on your computer, or you can print them out. I find that if you can print them out, it's probably the best because, then you'll be able to write on them, keep them in a notebook, refer to that sort of thing. This is all in that first lesson 101. What are Romance languages? You got to list the languages that are all Romance languages. Spanish is one. Okay, so that's guided notes. Now, if we have now the weekly update, I haven't updated it because I'm going to make a new one for Monday. Yeah, this is before our break. Okay, so this is the last one I sent was December 12th. Okay. The weekly update is important for a couple of reasons. Sometimes I have some things I tell you in here in the paragraph. The other is hours of availability. So I still take chemo every 3 weeks. If I'm going to have a chemo day, like on the 17th, I'm going to have a chemo day. So I'll tell you, my hours. Okay. Monthly calls. If you are due for a monthly call, I'm going to list your first name and the first initial of your last name here. Discussion-based assessments. Don't forget that. Live lessons, I'll put them again here into the weekly update. Okay. Live lessons, I'm also going to put here in this blue box on the announcement page. They're always going to be Friday at 10. Some are shorter, some are longer. And I'll tell you what lesson we're doing. And then where work due this week. So like next week, I'm going to tell you what's due. Now, we do have some students doing first semester and some students doing second semester. Actually, most of you are doing second semester, but I still have at least 2 that I know of that are doing first. So I'm going to be writing down here, work due. Now, for those of you who are brand new students doing the first semester, you want to go to recordings, okay? Because I won't be making brand new recordings for things that I covered last semester. So, live lessons. So these are new recordings. Like I start with lesson 104. And if you click on it, it takes you to YouTube. I now have everything's up on YouTube. Okay. I'm not going to play it, but it'll be there. Okay. This is for those students who are brand new. Now, as we start doing our live lessons for segment 2, I am going to be posting them here, the live lesson schedule. Okay, that was last. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I've got today our group welcome call. So our live lesson schedule is going to be stuff for segment 2 that is live. If you're doing segment 1 and you watch the recordings, but you're just having trouble with it, please contact me. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask for help. All right, SpeakPipe video. All of you know how, in segment 2, you already know how to record your voice, but if you forgot, here's a video on SpeakPipe, how to record your voice. Here's another one on recording your voice. If you're brand new and you're having trouble, please let me know if the video isn't working or if you're confused on what to do to record your voice. All right, other things. Spanish grammar resources we're going to look at in just a minute. For your class, we have the quick help guide. This is tailored just for your class. So if you're starting module 3 this week, these are some vocab worksheets with guided notes per lesson. Okay, we got some grammar and vocab, some flashcards. Flashcards. These are on Quizlet. So like if I do lesson 301, and I want to go over the flashcards, yes. Okay, so I love is me encanta. Okay, and then we just go on to the next one. Now, I did not make these flashcards, somebody else did, but they're useful. Okay. We got video tutorials. How do you conjugate the verb ser, tener, encantar, necesitar, preferir, querer? These are tutorials. Conjugation for costar, pagar, comprar. And then your writing assignment help. Voice activity 307 and 309. These are helpful. Now, if you're brand new, you want to start with module 1. If you're doing segment 1. And you're going to, you also have flashcards available to you. Vocab worksheets, guided notes, video tutorials. These are all things that will help you, and you should use them. All right. Most of the time, I'm available from 8 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. So if you are trying to reach me and you didn't have an appointment, you can just call me. Another real quick way to reach me is text me. If you're ready for a DBA or something, or you need to talk to me about something, text me. And you can say, hey, you know, this is Phil Patrick. Are you free right now? I need to do my DBA. If I'm free, I'll say, yeah, call me. Yeah, you know, if I'm not free, I'll say, okay, you need to make an appointment. I'll usually send you the link. But, you know, I am here most of the time, 8 a.m. to 3:45. If you have some burning questions, something really concerning you, you can text me after 3:45. I mean, if I can, I will answer you. Okay, but just to let you know. Also, on my chemo days, if you want to text me, if you've got something I can help you with, you can still text me on my chemo days. I'm not on the clock, but I'll still answer your text messages. 2 Plus Club. Many of you were on the 2 Plus Club that last week, and that was the list there. 2 Plus Club is a friendly competition of students who want to do at least 2 assignments a week. Now, you know, I showed you, you're doing mostly 1 assignment. But if you want to do 2 assignments a week and get on that 2 Plus Club and move ahead and finish the semester early, you can. Segment 1 page chart. I'm just going to click on it for those of you who are brand new. You see, I've got to put our current dates. I've got August in there. I also will probably be moving a few things around. This is a little different. So please don't rely on that just yet, but give me to the end of the day. I'll update it and I'll send maybe an email to those of you who are brand new in segment 1. Okay, to let you know it's ready. All right, Spanish grammar resources. Now that we're in second semester, for most of you, you're going to find more of these resources that apply to you. And some of them still won't because that's part of the intermediate class, but that's okay. So if we go here, these are all old PowerPoints. Okay. The first one is how to write your accents and symbols. There are various things to do that. Here are the accent rules that you would need. Pronunciation guide. Okay, how to say your name. If I click on that, that takes me to a YouTube video, how to say your name. Lots of different things. Okay, so this is here for you. Follow your pace charts. Make sure that you're at least doing the minimum work on your pace chart each week. If you are doing less than the minimum, my concern is, are you going to finish the semester? I had 2 students last semester who did not finish, and they did not pass. So I don't want to wish that on anybody. All right. Remember, I can and I will. We're going to try things. We're going to do new stuff. If you have problems with bullying, you can report it here. If you need this, you can report that there. The testing website. This is for everybody. Okay, this is Mrs. Galeno's our testing coordinator. If you're concerned about, when middle schoolers have testing, she's got some information here on that. Okay. Testing calendars, the month of January. This tells you everything that you need to know for that. Okay, you see that next week we do our testing. We don't do testing on Mondays anymore because this semester we have so many Mondays off. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind, at least not for January. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that you're not sure about? If you were with me last semester and you're in segment 2, then I would like you, I'll say that you can, take a picture here. If you're with me last semester, you can go ahead and log out. But if you were, if you're brand new, please stick around. Okay.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Right.
Adios.
All right, so Jacob and Mason, your news, please stick around. Bye, Lacey. Jaden, questions? No, okay. So Mason and Jacob, just you 2. I had another one that was new that didn't log in, but okay. So you guys, you're both signed up for the first semester or second semester?
First.
First for you, Jacob. What about you, Mason? Wasn't sure.
Second.
All right, you took Spanish last semester in your regular school?
Yes.
Okay, you guys can stay unmuted. It's just the 3 of us here. So, okay. So I know I went kind of fast through this. So let's look here. Again, new students, you want to click here first and get watch all these getting started videos. I sent them to you in a welcome letter, but if you didn't see the welcome letter for some reason, then please, let me know. And then of course, as far as information, like parent information, I will still give you a phone call. It won't take as long, but we're going to make sure we've got correct phone numbers and all that. I don't want to do that in a recording. Okay. Because we are being recorded. Academic integrity, you definitely want to watch that. We check for that in all of our classes and all of our assignments. So if you submit something and it pops up a certain percentage, I'll be asking you about that. Okay. So everything we do needs to be in our own words, and we never copy and paste from the lesson. We don't copy and paste from websites. We don't use answer sites. And if you don't understand something, you need to come to me. Okay. I don't fight. Okay. Let's see. And we don't use translators. That's another biggie. In Spanish, we don't use translators. The words you're going to be learning are very basic and, shouldn't have to use a translator. Okay. Like I said, here's our live lesson schedule. Mason, did you figure out if you were in First or second semester? You said you had Spanish last semester, right? So you're in second semester. Okay, so Mason, you're gonna be following this page chart, segment 2. And Jacob, give me to the end of the day to fix this, because I've got to fix some dates and actually it won't be quite as smushed up as it is right now. Okay. So by the end of the day, you guys have printers? Okay, if you have a printer, I recommend print out your page chart. So Mason, you could print yours out already. And it's, pretty easy. Okay. Now these links though are only going to work online, not in the printed, but still it'll give you a reminder of when we have live lessons. For segment 1, Jacob, I won't be doing new live lessons on those. So for you want to click on recordings. And all of these are on YouTube. If for some reason a YouTube link does not work, please let me know. Okay. You're not in lesson 104 for a little bit. Okay, so if you have any trouble with lessons 1.00 through 1.03, please let me know. Okay. All right. Appointments. You guys need to make an appointment. It's here in the bookcase. We usually make appointments for DBAs. A DBA is a discussion-based assessment that you have with me. Nobody can help you on your DBA. And we don't do it on Zoom. We do it on the phone most of the time, unless you have a phone issue. I've had a few students in the past who have not had their own phone and the parent wasn't around for them to use that phone. So we did do a DBA on Zoom. And that's just a special appointment. It doesn't take long to get into Zoom. Okay. The recording your voice, you won't do that till you get a little further in the modules. So like your 7th lesson in the module will be when you have to record your voice. Okay. I mentioned the quick help guide. This is aligned very closely with the lessons. It was made by Florida Virtual Teachers. So like Jacob, I would say definitely use these. This has the guided notes by lesson instead of by module. This is what that would look like. Okay, and then Mason, for you, guided notes like lesson 301, that's one of the ones you'll do next week. Okay, so you learned Gustar and Encantar already, right? So we're doing a review of that in lesson 301. Okay. PBS website. This is important for if you need to reach your guidance counselor or someone at the office. So you just click here. Guidance counselors are easiest to reach by email. So when we get into the website, we click on school counseling. And then let's see, depending on the grade you're in, if you're in 6th or 7th grade, then you would have Mrs. Eden or Mrs. Seaton. If you're in 8th grade, you'd have Mrs. Edgecombe or Mrs. Hayden. Okay. Or even Mrs. Williams. Okay. Let's see. DBA review materials I mentioned earlier, and this is something you want to take advantage of. When it's time to do a DBA, obviously you want to gather your notes, you want to study your notes before you make that appointment, but you also want to click here. So if I click here and I say like your first DBA, Jacob, would be 106. Okay, and you know that we'll be going over countries and capitals. How you have to be able to tell me how you feel in Spanish. You'll need to know how to use the verb be here, how to give your email, your Spanish letters to spell something, what's the difference between formal and informal, and how to ask someone where they live or what their address is. Okay, and then if you click on this HIPPO review sheet for module 1, this has some really nice stuff. It has greetings listed for you, some more greetings, and asking names, pronunciation guide. your numbers, basic conversation, lots of countries and capitals. So if you are having trouble memorizing those, this is something I would definitely say to print out and keep with your notes that you have for module 1. And you can print it out right away. You don't have to wait till you get to the BBA. Okay. All right. And for Mason, your first DBA would be 3.6. And these are the things you would need to know. These are the lessons where they come from. This also has its own HIPAA review sheet. Not put together quite as nice as the other one. But this is more about different parts of speech, okay? All right. I guess that's it. Do you guys have questions? Now, please ask me questions. Anything you don't understand or where to find something. Have you guys, this is your first time to virtual, you know that when you are ready to do a lesson, you would click on lessons. Oh, unmute, go ahead, unmute.
If I do need help, how available are you if I do need help?
Okay, so I'm here from 8 a.m. to 3:45. Do you have a phone? Go ahead and stay unmuted.
What did you say? Sorry, I did not hear you.
Say, do you have a telephone?
No, I will be using my father's.
Okay, so you can text me.
Good morning.
Hi, you can text me or you can call me. Or email me through the class. So like if you have to email me, you would click on email here. Right here, find your email. And then you click new message. And of course, now this is showing me as a student, but you can, when it says recipient list, it's going to list like all your teachers. Okay. And then you just type your email to me and just send it off. Okay. It's lost. All right. So let's go back to lessons. So when it's time for a lesson, you want to click on lessons. You got to read your lessons before you can do the work. Don't ever try to do the work without reading the lesson. Even if you think you know it all, it's good to read the lessons because tests and quizzes are based on that. So like Jacob, you would click on module 1. Now you see how it doesn't show us everything. It's got this all cut off. So click on menu and then O1 is module 1, My Life and Me. And now this is all your lessons. So like this week, Jacob, you'd be doing lesson 1.00 and 1.01, or shall I say next week, starting the 9th. Okay. I don't believe you'll be doing 102 until the following week. But so these 2 lessons will be your first 2 lessons. You'll have a quiz at the end of this lesson. Okay. And you want to, so like if I click on lesson 1.00, the way to maneuver through the lesson, well, first of all, you want to take advantage of all of these little interactives. Okay. If for some reason your computer speed is slow or the interactive is just not working, you can always look at the text version. It's just not as fun. To get to your next page, you can either do this way in the drop down, or you can click the right hand arrow button. And we just go on, and you see this doesn't really give us a whole lot in this first lesson, but it's still important. Okay, it's mainly important for that first page. And then the last page of lesson 1.00 says you finished the lesson, but there's no assignment. But the 1.01 would have an assignment. Mason, for you, same thing. When you click on lessons, go to module 3. You see it's cut everything off again. So click on menu, my preference to me, go free, that's module 3. And your first 2 lessons next week are 3.00 and 3.01. That makes sense? Okay. So when you get to the end of lesson 301, it's going to tell you you have a quiz. That's when you click on assessments. And it's going to give you your workload. Okay, so Jacob, your first quiz is 1.00. Mason, your first quiz is 3.01. Now, I want to show you guys something on this list. These enrichment assessments, don't worry about them. I'll go in and excuse them for you. Okay. The collaboration assignment, that's something that we do when you attend live lessons. Now, today doesn't count because this is just a group welcome call. But next week, if you attend the live lesson, Mason, I will tell you how to do collaboration. Now, Jacob, for your situation, when you attend a live lesson, there are certain instructions. So let me see here. Let me get back to this. Sorry, I've got so many tabs open. It's nuts. Okay. So if we go to a recording for you, Jacob, and it tells you to let me see. Yeah, recordings. It tells you this is what you're going to do count it as a collaboration. Okay. You're going to tell me in the collaboration assignment what recorded lesson you watched, the date you watched it, and what you learned in that lesson. Okay. So if I was to go back here to my assessments, and at the end of module 2, which is the end of your semester, Jacob, it says collaboration segment 1, and you would open that up. And you could tell me, okay, this is instructor comments, sorry. This is where you would write it. You would write what you learned, the lesson you watched, the date you watched it, and what did you learn in that lesson recording. Okay. All right. So one thing else about lessons, even though I have getting started videos, there's also a getting started here under lessons. So if you put that gives you the Florida virtual method of getting started. That you put on the little arrow to get from page to page. And they have lots of different things for you. Okay, so I would say watch that too. Gradebook. This is important for both of you. Go ahead. When we click on gradebook, this is going to show your current grade in the class. But here's another thing. When you submit something under assessments, let's say you submit a quiz to me. Okay, well, once you submit a quiz, it's no longer under assessments. It's only going to be seen in gradebook. And you can, so like this first quiz, you can see it was worth 14 points. It'll show how many points you earned, the date you submitted it, all of that. Okay. Quizzes, you can reset twice. So if you take it the first time, you don't like your grade, you can go back in the grade book, click on the quiz and reset it yourself and do it again. So you get the score that you want. If you've done it 3 times and you don't like your score and you'd like to make that better, you email me and you say, hey, can you reset such and such a quiz? Make sure you give me the number. These color codes are going to help you in your grade book. Blue means you've submitted it, you're waiting for me to grade it. Now I have 48 hours to grade your work. So if you submit something to me on Monday, I have till Wednesday to grade it. Usually I have a much faster turnaround, but if you submit something on Friday, I actually have until Monday to get it graded. Okay. So be patient. If you submit something Friday, don't be texting me on Saturday. Why isn't it graded? It's because the weekends I usually don't grade. All right. If it's green, you got above 60%, you pass the assignment. If you don't want 60% and you'd like 100%, go back and fix it. If it's pink, you failed the assignment, definitely go back and fix it. And if it's gray, it means I excused it, like those enrichment assignments. Okay. Email I showed you. Under tools, there's a couple of things under tools that you'll want. Web 2.0 tools. This one is very useful for free programs that you may use in this class, but you might use in other classes. Like Wix, it's like your own web page, Sumo Paint, Weebly, blog stuff, office tools, audio visual, and all these different things. Okay, and they're free to you. Okay. The other thing to point out is if you don't already have Microsoft Office, you can get it for free with this. Okay. And that's something that we use pretty often in this class. You don't have to use Microsoft Office, but it is the easiest one, I think. Okay. They'll give you Word, Excel, and PowerPoint for free. I will say this, it's the online version. Online versions are, it's a problem if you don't save your work. My daughter, I know many years ago, was doing something in PowerPoint. She had this beautiful thing done. She didn't save it. She closed the computer and she came back. It was gone. So make sure you save your work. Okay. You guys have any questions? Okay. All right. I'm going to make a little picture here that you guys are here with the parent. And then, like I said, I will be calling just to verify emails and phone numbers. And now we do have a chat box here. Oh, I see someone who's chatting. Let's see. That was before you guys. Do you guys have any the phone numbers that you've listed in the system, are they accurate? This would be a parent question.
Yes, all information is correct for me.
Okay, and I'll probably still give you a quick call today. This is
Okay, no problem.
Mrs. Gray, you had emailed me, but is your phone number accurate?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And if your child has a phone number, I will definitely ask you when I give you a quick call today.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me your phone number.
Any questions at all?
No.
No,
Okay. All right, very good. And I know I mentioned the testing that starts next week. Remember that all students are required to be there on their specified day for testing.
Okay.
Just, it won't take all day. It's like 75 minutes, but students have all day if they need it, because we have unlimited extra time to get it. Okay. All right. Well, if you guys are done, go ahead and log out.
all right, have a great day.
All right, you have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.